Hello, Identity 5 gamers. I'm walking down a flight of stairs that has just currently ended, unless I'm on the last step. No, I think wow, I perfectly walked down all the steps. Honestly, I'm kind of a pro when it comes to walking down steps. If you guys ever need anybody to walk down your steps, just hit me up. Anyway, there's been a whole lot of stuff coming into the game recently. I got a whole lot of mail actually to go through. Oh my goodness. Not just daily rank matches and whatnot, but all sorts of stuff. One thing was that IJL actually ended this weekend, and it was a crazy performance by Team RC. I actually did predict that RC would win the event and that Akka would get FMVP, so I actually get 4,000 golden apples for predicting that correct, which is pretty awesome, I must say. Really enjoyed IJL Finals, really enjoyed streaming it with everybody, especially with Akka playing Nightmare, and how Nightmare is now like a weird surprise pick in turning now. It's pretty crazy. But there's a couple other things. I do want to pick up this Hermit graffiti that I've been kind of holding on to for a while. This is like the anniversary Hermit graffiti. Might as well pick this up here. Along with this gift from Stray Tori, Cowboy got a new Ivory Tower skin called Crosspoint here. And Tori says, yeehaw or fragments. Well, I'll definitely pick up this Cowboy skin because I think this actually completes my Ivory Tower collection. So that's awesome. So let's send a thank you letter and accept this gift of the Cowboy. Like I said, completing our Ivory Tower series. And speaking of other series, we actually do have a couple other things to go over here. I did also get gifted this from Avaleis here. They did give me the Thief Hug Me emote. Wasn't really on my wish list at all, but it is a pretty funny emote, so I guess you won't see me complaining. Although, I don't know when I'll be playing Thief anytime soon, so it's gonna be kind of hard to see when I'll be showing off this emote. So let's send that letter and accept the gift of old Thief here. And finally, the last gift that I've gotten recently here from Queerburg, they actually gifted me the newest Toy Merchant skin, Cognition Enlightener. This is from the Panda series. Now, I haven't got a single Panda series skin yet. I know there's like Gamekeeper, Little Girl, Gardener, and I want to say there's one more, but I could be wrong. That might be actually, and along with Toy Merchant. But I'll definitely accept this one because I do think her outfit is pretty cool. I do love all the Panda designs on these skins. These skins are very interesting. I will say they're very interesting, like in terms of just how different the characters look, but I do also like them quite a bit. I think it was Doctor was the other one, I think, was the one that I was missing there. Let's be sure to send out this thank you letter and accept our final gift here of the Toy Merchant Cognition Enlightener. In other news, though, there's a couple of things I want to take a look at. First off being, shop has updated, so we can actually purchase this little thingy real quick. It's always good to grab some inspirations here. But we also have Weeping Clown skin. The new Whimsy series is finally here. I actually haven't seen it yet. I kind of like that. It's like a little comic book almost. I like that. But yeah, you know, the Whimsy series is like a new, hurry up, said the snail. It's like a new series. I don't really know what it's going to be about. I kind of forgot. But I think it's supposed to give a lot of relatively unpopular characters. Oh my gosh, he is going, bro. Sheesh. But it's supposed to give a lot of relatively unpopular characters some new skins. And this one's very weird. I don't know. Not in a bad way at all. I do kind of like it, actually. But it's very weird. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's just very interesting. There's so much to it. Like, there's so many small little things. I'm not going to bother pointing it all out because I'll be here forever, but there's just a lot of little segments on this thing. And it has like its own little icon, the little moon symbol, I guess. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see what the other animation is here. I'm kind of curious. I like the snail. Do I like how it's always like, looks like it's, hey! Win the race, doofus! Okay, I'll win the race. I'll win the race. I'll go on my freaking rocket, I guess. Oh, he's flying. Wait, is the snail a rocket? No way, the snail is the rocket. That'd be funny. That'd be crazy if the snail is the rocket. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, this is a very weird skin, but I do kind of like it. I can't lie. I really am excited to see the rest of the Whimsy series. We also had Anne's one skin a while back. I'm not really gonna pay too much attention to that. I do actually want to take a look at Toy Merchant's thing. Also, Paper Brag goes away today, so goodbye, Goatman Yan. But I do actually want to see the showroom. I actually haven't seen the showroom for Toy Merchant's Panda skin here. Obviously, it doesn't really come with the little hot balloon air or the hot air balloon accessory. Oh no, I think I have seen. No, I think I did see this. Yeah, no, I did. I think I watched this on stream. Now I think about it, or at least part of it. Yeah, because I remember the panda. I think, I want to say like little girl shows up or something if I remember correctly. Maybe in the other animation, I don't know. So I guess the little things that she throws is like a little bamboo ball or something. Maybe like a toy. Also, I love how there's a little baby panda in the back. That's so cute, actually. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it like peeks out. Oh, that's actually really cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, and her glider has the whole panda stuff on it. She's fixing it up. And I think the panda like plays on it, if I remember. I think the panda plays on it, and then little girl shows up as well. Yes, yeah, I have seen this. Okay, I have seen this. I think I watched this on stream. And the panda like just goes to play with it while little girl is just there doing her little thing. Now, while I'm here as well, I do want to pick up some of the furniture here for the latest event. I do want to get this photo frame here. Apparently, you can actually put in like any photo into this. I don't know if it's a bug or what, but apparently you can like put like any photo you really want into here, which is kind of crazy. So I definitely want to pick that up because the customization seems pretty crazy on that. The mechanical clock, I think I will pick up as well since it seems rather interesting, along with the safe. I forget exactly what the safe does, but I'll grab it as well. That way we have a whole bunch of stuff for the anniversary. Clues are still looking pretty good. Still gonna have to buy Escapeologist sometime soon. I still haven't done that, which is crazy. I also want to finish up my anniversary tales here. I'm sure most of you guys have already finished this up, but I haven't just yet. We got Line Friends crossover part 2, which I was very excited for because that meant Coney Melly came back. And then we also have the Paper Bride crossover, which I was most excited about. I absolutely love Paper Bride after playing through all the games. Well, the ones that are localized anyway. So this is definitely one of my favorite crossovers of IDV, and I can't wait for Freerin that's coming very soon. They actually did do a new trailer about it, which I'll probably take a look at next week. I also love Weepy's art on this. Win the race, hurry up. Bro, why are you letting this snail like command you, bro? You got it. You're better than this. It looks like he kills the snail over to the right. Oh my gosh. Actually, yeah, he does kill it. Honestly, the snail kind of deserved it. And finally, I want to go into the event store since there's actually quite a few new things. First off, for the new event, we have, I guess, the little shoulder tap here. I guess this is what happens when you lose, I think. This is for the new game mode. This is what happens when you lose it, I think. So we'll pick this up here. And we'll do the same for the male survivors here. And I guess they're just like, yeah, bro, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm lucky guy. Yeah, I'm lucky guy, bro. Look at me. I'm lucky guy. Oh, you're lucky guy too. Yeah, I'm lucky guy. We're lucky guys. So that's a lot of spyglass gone. But we also have a package here where kind of like what we've had before. Like these, I guess, are just gonna be emotes that cycle in through, or we just have like some standby motions and emotes for some hunters and survivors, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's anything that I want here specifically of hunters that I play. For survivors, they actually have quite a few that I want. I already have quite a few of these, but I do want Entomologist Shame emote because I do not have it yet. As you can see, I definitely want to pick that up. All the gosh darn melee emotes I definitely need. Along with Composer and Antiquarian, I think these are, I want to say that these are new. I don't think I've seen Composers yet. Oh, I'm Frederick Queerburg, bro. All right, well, grab this as well. And Antiquarians as well, because Antiquarian is also one of my favorite characters. Tao Mignon, the goat. Is she coughing? What the heck? That's kind of weird. All right, we'll pick this up as well. And I guess I only have a couple more to pick up. Precious and Pharaoh. I don't really play those two, unless we're talking about my Tide Wheel Pharaoh that go crazy. Then we get a lot of Provoke emotes. As you can see, I don't really have many Provoke emotes. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm actually surprised I don't have Antiquarians. I actually like hers because she does like she has like the nice spin of the flute. Okay, I definitely want to pick that up. No, I'm losing so many of my spyglass here, but it's fine. And Novelist is one of my favorite characters as well, so I want to pick up Novelist's Provoke emote here as well. Although, you're not holding anything, bro. All right, let's do this as well. I think I saw Composer. I didn't know Composer had one. Hold up. Composer has a Provoke emote. I did not know this. Let's see here. Oh, he knows he's him. Okay, I see you, Frederick Queerburg. All right, we'll pick this up as well. I think that's all I'm gonna do for now. I just want to pick up the ones for my favorite characters there. So, might pick up a couple later down the line, but for now, I think I'm good. Also, I guess I forgot to mention as well. This is an IVL video. We're gonna watch a set of IVL. I guess I kind of forgot to mention that, so I apologize for that. But we'll do a few polls here. I'm kind of just more using this as like a bit of an update, a little recap, since I've been not uploading too much recently, since I've been doing a lot of other stuff recently. Looks like I'm gonna get complete garbage here, which I guess is fine. We'll grab a few more treasures here. 9 more until I get a guaranteed, actually. Or I just get one right here. Who am I getting? Let's see. What is that? Goatman. Okay, I'll take that, I guess. I don't really think I've seen this accessory, though. I guess we can check it out after I pull for this. Can I please have Melly's B tier? Melly's B tier. Melly's B tier! I guess I'll have to wait for it, huh? I feel like I made that joke already. I guess the magic will be sucked out of that one. Ha! Because it was magician, you get it? Okay, let's get into the matches now. So here we are. We're gonna watch one quick set of IVL here. This is week something, day something, set number 1. I don't know. It'll be in the description. We got Mage, Meteor, Officer, and Puppeteer versus the Goatman. So if you guys remember, I was talking about that nightmare earlier, unless you skipped to this point. So in IJL, Akka went absolutely crazy with Nightmare. He played Nightmare 6 times, got a 100% 4K rate. So Nightmare had a 100% win rate and a 4K rate, or 100% rate and 4K rate, sorry, with that Nightmare, which is just absolutely insane. And I just think it needs to be said that it is crazy that is happening now with Nightmare. Just because like nobody believed in Nightmare, and now Akka has proven that Nightmare, it can actually be like a decent surprise pick in tournament, and just like a somewhat good anti-meta pick. It's interesting. And there's been a huge debate. I don't know what it is. I've seen like a lot of people actually upset that Nightmare is like good. I don't know why. But there's been like a huge debate all of a sudden about people talking about like, oh, does this mean Nightmare's a good character? Does this mean Nightmare is like worth it? I don't understand why. Apparently, like a lot of Nightmare, like Espage Nightmares, are really upset about Nightmare being good or something. I don't know. I just heard about it from somebody, and I was kind of curious about it. Puppeteer's gonna pretty standard, good kite by the way. Just lots of Lewis and tanking hits here. Finally goes down. Ciphers are pretty good here. About a minute in, that's pretty good down and pretty good kite, pretty average. But yeah, I think a lot of people are getting confused with the Nightmare and Akka. I think a lot of people as well, maybe some lower tiers, are thinking that he might be like broken or something. That's not the case. Nightmare is definitely not broken at all. Especially pros, they use up a lot of their time to practice against, you know, the meta hunters, not against stuff like Nightmare, especially since you never expect to even see a Nightmare in gosh darn tourney. Because usually he's considered to be unviable, but recently Akka has proved that he is actually tournament viable. And I think there's a difference between being tourney viable and being meta. I think there's a very different thing, and I think some people get confused sometimes when people hear the words tournament viable. Some people might think, oh, that means they're really, really good, whereas tournament viable means you can play them in a tournament. For example, Joseph is not tournament viable because he just does not have the tools to win against a 4-stack Survivor team that is playing at a top level. Maybe at like a mid-level or something, sure. At top level, it's going to be really hard for Joseph. Could it work? Yes. Will it be consistent? Most likely not. It'll be very, very hard until someone can prove that Joseph is viable. Then until he can be proven that he's viable, he is not tourney viable. He is only ranked viable. Especially since playing as Joseph is a lot harder when you have spawn selection and like a whole 2 minutes knowing that it's a Joseph, whereas getting the jump on survivors in rank with Joseph is kind of like his biggest strength, is because you don't know it's a Joseph. But when you do know it's a Joseph, it's like, okay, well, now we know what to do, right? We can form like, you have like 3 to 4 minutes to form a game plan. But in terms of Nightmare, it's like, you know, not these pros aren't practicing versus Nightmare. And even though I don't think they did that bad against the Nightmare, obviously they could have done better, but it wasn't really like, I don't think people were playing horribly against it like some people were saying. I saw some people just saying like, oh, they were just absolutely throwing. I don't think that's the case. I mean, the Koa winners, Zeta, lost to it twice. Now, granted, the second time it was almost a draw, but Zeta got 4K to it twice, which just needs to be said. It just does need to be said. Good mind game from the Meteor. Unfortunate dying to that pallet, but that's just Goatman vaulting. Ciphers are pretty good enough for a draw here, unless the Wendy gets farmed on chair because she has no borrowed. But it looks like he will take some time to go pressure mid-Cypher here. Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of talk when it comes to Nightmare recently. Just a whole lot of talk. Lots of people sharing their opinions. My opinion is just that... Oh, did he actually hit the officer? That's crazy. My opinion on Nightmare is that I'm actually really, really happy to see him flourish in tournaments. Does this mean he is going to be broken, meta viable, round 1 pick all the time? No, absolutely not. All this is going to mean is that he is going to now be a somewhat viable option as a surprise pick or as a specialty pick hunter, which means that he will still see play, right? He will see play. That is really what that means. And in the hands of a master, obviously he can be very, very deadly, and especially into the right comp. He can be very, very deadly. Okay, down will go the mage. Unfortunately, he cannot finish up that Cypher, even though he tried. He tried to be a little cheeky and maybe try to think that the Goatman was going to hit a wand there, but looks like Goat was not falling for it there. Enemy wheelchair basement? Is that basement I see? That is basement. Yeah, this is going to be really, really hard to draw now for GR. But, you know, I'm fine with that because GR is team greed indeed. Regardless of all like the discussion around Nightmare, I'm just really, really happy to see that Nightmare's being played because I think Nightmare's really cool. It's been kind of sad, like everybody's always been calling him like a trash D tier, like completely worthless hunter, completely unviable in tournaments, and then Akka is just proving them wrong by playing Nightmare, which is just awesome, dude. It is just really, really cool to see that Nightmare is getting play, and I really hope that he continues to get play. I feel like he's gonna be kind of in that same tier as like maybe a Clown and Wheel pick. Maybe not to the same consistency or degree as those two hunters, but you know, Clown and Wheel are very like map dependent hunters that are kind of like a huge gamble to play. Like if things don't go well for them, they kind of just like get destroyed, right? But if things do go well, they snowball really hard. And Nightmare, he might kind of fit into that weird sort of specialty, sort of like gimmicky, not so much gimmicky, but just like a weird specialty pick. So I don't know. That's where I think Nightmare's going to be. That's where his spot is in the meta right now, until of course maybe people keep proving that wrong. But I don't know. I just know there's been a lot of discussion on Nightmare recently, so I kind of wanted to throw that little discussion out there, kind of share my own thoughts on it as somebody who, you know, watched all the Nightmare games and witnessed them live. So regardless of what you think about Nightmare in the current meta, all my thoughts is that he is just such a fun watch, dude. He is such a nice, like, change of pace from just, you know, Goat, Ivy, Hulla, Sangria. I am surprised, by the way, that Nia keeps dragging these guys all the way down here. I don't know how he's managing this. It's very impressive. He has so much energy. He could just do, like, a huge cage block here. Let's see, does he have the time? He does go for a cage block. Will he try to go for a drop-down hit? He will not get the drop-down hit. Hello? Huh? Well, the Wendy has no borrowed, so they're just going to pop here. I think Nia maybe got a bit confused. Okay, Wendy will go down. No self-heal on this Wendy either, but he's definitely going to chair because somebody could come back for her. This is looking like a really solid 3K for Nia. Potential 4K as well. I don't remember who is dead on chair because I've been yapping, and everybody has also seen the chair as well. You know, she's not dead on chair yet. It looks like Mage, as long as he can hide it out here, GR will be able to manage a single person escape. He cannot teleport. So I think unless he gambles on Mage's location, which he's a little too scared of doing, if he doesn't gamble, he cannot 4K. So it looks like he'll go for a cage block here and then chase the Magician. He's gonna have to get him down right here, right now. Ooh, good wand from Mage. He doesn't get the hit, and Officer will get out. That is going to be the one escape there. Very well played from both sides. Good win from Nia. Even though I was yapping about Nightmare most of the time, but there's a reason for it, and that's why we're watching this gosh darn set. Dare I say spoilers? Hey, look, it's Goatman again. Oh my gosh, Goatman. And GR Jin, bro. GR Jin is here. Banning out the Professor because Professor is a very terrifying round 1 character for Goatman. We got Mage, we got Puppet, we got Officer, and we got Wendington. This is going to be the exact same team lineup that we just saw, but of course we have WBG serves going up this time, which means we get to watch some very fun Persica gaming, although I don't know if she's going to be taking kite here. I've actually been watching Persica's streams through this same channel, CCC. You can actually watch like re-uploads of rank highlights from her streams, and dude, Persica's rank streams, if you guys haven't seen any of her rank streams, they're not the most entertaining thing of all time, I will say. And if you're like there for entertainment value, not the best. If you're there for educational value, oh my goodness, dude, it is some of the best kiting that you can ever watch. She performs some of the craziest body blocks, some of the craziest plays that I've seen with mechanics. She literally makes, you know, I know Nerf Mech is a joke, because like her decoding is just like stupidly good, but she literally just makes Mech look like a consistent 4-hit survivor. Like she plays Mech. Oh, I just realized it's Patroller. What? Puppet. Lewis. Vault. Drop the pallet. Okay. This is Tide Puppeteer. This might be a very fast wow. You know what's so funny as well? I don't know if it was just like a joke or an experiment or what, but the very first Patroller I saw, Patroller Goatman has been like a weird niche pick that I've seen. It's like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen it in like IVL, IJL. But you know who the first one to do it was? It was actually Pit Stoppers from Omni. You know, the team on NAEU, he was the very first one to use Patroller Goatman, and he actually got a 3K with it on Red Church, which is considered to be one of Goatman's weaker maps, which is just kind of impressive, I must say. That was in KOA 8 too. So I don't know if Pit was ahead of the meta or what. I just think that's just something interesting to throw out there. Make of it what you will, of course. I think like Puppeteer is trying to gamble that, maybe trying to mind game that a little bit there, but you know, when it's Goatman, you don't really have much in the case of mind gaming. We do have Tide still on the Magician, but he does have Wanted Order, which makes this rescue a little bit harder. Jin, of course, is looking at where he's going to be coming from. No more sights on this Mage thanks to Wanted Order being over, but we might get a re-Wanted Order on this Magician, so he wants to get as close as possible while still maintaining in a good spot, so probably going to try to float around the back pallet over here of Crab Shack if he can make it. We do get the double Wanted Order. We do have Patroller as well. Yeah, we'll make his way to that pallet back there. Well, at least we'll try before Goatman will cut him off. Beautiful hit there. That's one of the flaws with Magician, I must say, is that even when you're invisible and you try to break the Goatman cage, the Goatman can see your location because you're breaking the cage. So that invisibility for 2 seconds does not really matter at the end of the day. We're just going to smack the Lewis. Lewis is going to die off all the way over in the corner. So that's a pretty good kite from Gwoker, or at least could have been a better kite, but it was also, you know, Patroller Goatman. It's like, what are you going to do against that, bro? Ciphers are a little slow, I cannot lie. We are going to heal up the Mage with the Wendy bottle. This is still pre-nerfed Wendy, so if this was regular Wendy, that bottle would be 50% gone instead of only like 60%. And now we're TPing on top of the Officer, who has to instant watch and will instantly go down. What a beautiful cage from GR Jin here. Absolutely beautiful. Akechi Crow going down, suffering at the hands of the Goatman. Probably cursing Joker, saying it's your fault. But we're going to see Persica come on in here. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's any way for WG to get a single person out here because now their ciphers are very, very behind. If Officer was able to buy at least 30 seconds there, maybe, but now it's going to be very, very difficult. But if anybody can clutch this up very well, it will be WBG Persica, but with how much resources the Goatman has here, it's going to be very, very tricky. She's doing a very good job of delaying this rescue, I will say. Good flywheel. But that will be the hit there, and I don't think she's going to be able to make that rescue because the chair is simply too far. Goes for the Wind Blast, doesn't get it, and that is going to be the death of the Wendy. And yeah, we just simply do not have the ciphers. That is a very fast attack recovery. Oh my goodness. I know it's Berserker, but it almost makes me think of Overwhelm and how crazy that gosh darn trait is on a lot of hunters, bro. Oh my goodness. Well, now it is time to do some slugging kind of gameplay here. There was a recent Q&A where somebody requested that Final Deduction be removed, and that actually pains me a lot because I know survivors don't like Final Deduction because it does actually give the hunter quite a bit of an advantage, but I am still a very huge advocate for Final Deduction in terms of spectating. Now, obviously, I do believe that spectating is not as important as playing in IDV. You know, obviously, it is a game at the end of the day, not a movie or a show or anything like that. But I do think that players come first before spectators, so I do agree with the fact that, you know, we should adjust it for the players. But it is literally one of the best traits best changes that they've ever done in terms of spectating IDV, simply due to the fact that it speeds up the Slugfest gameplay. It really does, and I really appreciate that. Now, I'm not really sure what Jin's doing here. We do get a good pallet stun here from Persica. I think Jin's just trying to dull Persica's reaction time here, make her second guess herself. We do go for a cheeky Cherish Shock right there, and that will be no self-heal onto Persica. We will TP to Crab Shack Cypher, but it looks like Coating has started Shack Cypher instead. And Jin will probably figure it out eventually. I mean, the Cypher should be shaking. He doesn't see it yet. He's just not looking, and now he sees it. Yep. Now he'll go to it. There's really no reason not to decode this. I mean, the longer Jin doesn't pay attention, the better, but he did finally pay attention and gets a beautiful cage down onto Coating, which will end up in a 4K. So now GR has the current lead in this set. So let's see what Nia can cook up here with this opera singer. Once again, Nia is a very, very talented opera singer. One of the best operas in the world. I would probably say a top 10 opera. In my personal opinion, probably a top 10 opera. And we're going to see a Postman here as well. Postman, not super common when it comes to round 2 specifically. Round 3, he's a lot more, he's seen a lot more often, but round 2, not really. We also have Meteorologist here once again, because Meteorologist is like one of, if not the #1 most played character in all of IVL. We also got a Finn and a Grave, so not the best Opera comp, I will say. About half this team could be considered good against Opera. Maybe, I mean, Grave is like better now that he got his buff, but he's still not that great against Opera. He's fine, but not the best. And then Postman, I guess if he had full kite, he'd be okay, but I don't know if he's still the best against Opera. Let's see here. We do see a beautiful bottle usage here from Xiao Mao. I don't know why I said Xiao Mao. X Mao? Is it Xiao Mao? I feel like I heard that before. Maybe I'm just thinking of Apothecary Dyers, who can say. We do see another gosh darn Wind Blast here. What the? Okay. Even the commentators are surprised about that one. What the heck? Well, that was interesting. Was not expecting that. I've seen Wendy Bottles do that before. I don't really know. How is that not a hit? What the heck? I don't know how that's not a hit. That's the type of hit that's hitting me as the survivor, and as the hunter, it's not hitting. That's what we call those if that was me moments right there. We do see a cheeky flywheel moving over here onto this window, which will allow the blink to be forced out, which is very, very good. Always want to force out blink on first kite, of course. And these ciphers are very average. So that was a very average kite. Very average kite. We still have one more bottle to use from this Wendy. And we do see that the Finn is here for the rescue, the first rescue. Now, of course, this is we only have one tie turn on this team. We do have 3 flywheels. I'm not really exactly sure what they're expecting since they brought 3 flywheels. Not really the best having 3 flywheels against Opera. I will say, typically people want knee-jerk instead. We'll see the ball being used right here. Just gonna break it here real quick, buying the Wendy a little bit more distance to get all the way to this this back gate area. Probably might form a cloud here. No, we'll actually go for a Wind Blast here instead. We'll drop this pallet. Very, very strong pallet. Kind of a god pallet. You kind of have to break it unless you have some form of TPing over it as a hunter. Now we have to mind game this one. We're going for the safe option here. We probably will cloud out of here. Let's see. Flywheel. Wow. What a nice mind game. So I'm sure a lot of people. Does that work? Yeah, I don't know about that cloud, honestly. I know the cloud gets you speed, but against Opera, it's not enough. I would have held on to that cloud personally. That's a really good mind game right there. Some people might be saying, oh, why did the Opera just not hit there? Because what Nia is doing is trying to apply enough pressure onto the Meteorologist so that Meteorologist will take the vault. And then he'll just react to it. However, it looks like Nia did not have enough reaction time there. Because it's kind of like a mind game of, does the Opera swing or does she not swing? Because if you swing and you miss, then they vault the pallet for free, and then you have to TP, and then, maybe they get enough distance to get away. But you don't even have to play that mind game if you pressure them to vault it anyway, and then you can react fast enough. But you have to have either godlike reaction speed, or you have to predict it, because a lot of people at high level, at least according to RVL Aaron with TP backs from Opera, is that they are so good, especially survivors, they're so good at reacting to these gosh darn TPs, these dashbacks here, that Operas kind of have to predict instead of react, because the TP takes a little bit too long. We'll see Nia switch targets here to the Finn, realizing that if she keeps chasing this gosh darn Meteorologist, that it will probably only be a 3 escape, or probably a 3 escape, I should say. So we do get the Finn down here, and that buys Nia a little bit more time, but will it be enough time? That is the big question. I do not know. Meteorologist will transition very, very far away. The Cypher is 78, so it could be finished in about 10 seconds. It's about 10 seconds of decoding progress here. I mean, we'll push the Postman away. So this is a well-played late game here by Nia. The big question is, can we capitalize off this and get a draw out of this, or at least maybe a win? We are going to be seeing Heart pressure this rescue. We do have the Tinnitus being fed from GR Heart here. And we will get inside the shovel here as well. Postman's going to come back as well. We're going to use our speed to go all the way back. This is going to be an after half rescue onto the Finn. The Cypher, I don't know if it will be ready in time, but with a double rescue, it should not be much of an issue for the survivors here. GR's looking really, really good in this match here. We do see the dog to slow it down. Gravekeeper here to pressure the Cypher. If we hit the Gravekeeper here, the Postman will get the rescue onto the Finn. We're going to have to chair the Gravekeeper and then maybe go for a cheeky teleport here. It's not ready just yet, though. Unfortunately, it will not be ready in time. Which is quite unfortunate. We go for the swing onto the Finn. We might try to heal stall here. Let's see. We are going to try heal stalling, but I don't think it's going to be enough time. We're going to have to gamble. Looks like the Meteor actually misses a calibration, which might actually cost them in this match. Hold on. No, we're just going to try the Postman instead. Oh my gosh. I think she actually would have been able to pick up in time because of the miscalibration. Oh my goodness. That miscalibration almost threw the game. That's scary. I mean, they do still have one person chaired here. This is probably still a very high likelihood of a draw. But instead of getting elimination, it looks like we still have a chair here. We got to play a Gravekeeper mind game here. That shovel only has a little bit of time left. Just a little bit, just a few more seconds. We're going to say let's go to a pallet here instead, it looks like. Unless we're trying to play 50-50 mind games here. It looks like Heart will just try to die away. Yep, we will just try to die away. And this will be a draw for Nia. So well played end game and late game, especially getting this draw here. Wait, no! It might not be a draw. No, but the Gravekeeper has no self-heal, though. It's not over just yet, but it's still very high likelihood of a draw for Nia. Very small chance of win, too. Although a beautiful wick being used here. Pallet mind games for days. This should be a hit onto the Wendy. Reminder, Wendy is dead on chair. I don't know if we have enough time, but there is a very small chance we could see a chair onto the Wendy and then a TP to get to this Postman. But the Postman does have Flywheel. It's going to be very, very close if he makes it. I think he will make it. Yeah, he'll definitely make it here. I think Nia needed maybe a few more seconds. A few more seconds to get that 3K. I would say 3 to 4 seconds he needed. Needed to bait out Flywheel too. And now we're going to see GR Jin up here with the Hullabaloo now. It's going to be the Hula Hoop Gaming. We've got Meteorologist again. Meteors everywhere, bro. We got Aeroplanist, Merc, and Embalmer this time as well. Embalmer, not the strongest on red shirts, but it looks like WG wants to kind of play it safe here, especially since they are down right now. They are not winning right now. Ideally, if they can get a 3K here, that'd be really, really good, but maybe they're trying to get a draw here and then maybe try to push for a win maybe in round 3. We'll have to see. For now, though, we are going to be chasing the Embalmer here first. This is Persica's Embalmer, so let's see how this kite goes. We got Wanted Order Hunters, Instinct, Nostalgic, Panic, Exhibitionist, Inso Detention, Warp on this Hullabaloo, with Tide, Borrowed Mercenary, and Flywheel Tide on the Meteor, with a full kite Embalmer and a Borrowed Flywheel Aeroplanist here. So Persica's making a lot of good distance here. Does take the first hit right here. We'll try to bait a swing from Jin, but Jin not really falling for it. Jin, once again, a very, very strong Hullabaloo. I would say probably a top 5 Hullabaloo in the world. Maybe top 10 at the very worst, I would say. Although after Hulla's nerfs, I don't know, it's kind of hard to judge who the best Hullabaloo players. But during Koa 8, wow, that was a beautiful double color from Jin. During Koa 8, though, Jin was definitely one of the best Hullabaloos. And even some people were saying that he was the best hunt in the world / best Hullabaloo in the world. But that might be going to Bailu right now. I'm not entirely sure. But I've heard some word on the streets that Bailu might be the best Hullabaloo right now. We'll have to see here. We are going to instant coffin, so Persica's going to have to start dealing with these Gosh Star and Hula Hoop balls here in just a second. We will go for the window vault here. Not going for any Urts because, yeah, you can just do that instead. It's, I guess none of them really matter. A Flywheel being baited out here. Double color. That will be the down onto Persica. This is looking like a very standard drawed game right here. Although a little bit further behind, actually. I would say they need a little boost to their Cypher progress. I guess they do still have 2 Tide Turners, but this is not guaranteed to be a draw. Not guaranteed. Although, maybe if... No, okay, no. I was trying to think if there was a way that they could win this somehow with double Tide, but the only way would be if Jin loses track of Persica or like is forced to switch. We will see a pretty late rescue here from the Mercenary. Very good, buying so much time for decoding progress here. Tries to force out, or tries to get a double color on Mercenary, but we'll just force out a pad instead here. Persica will be going down here. Cyphers are a little bit short, honestly. They could be a lot better here. But we're going to die as far away as possible from all the chairs and all the Cyphers. Quickly moving all the way into this gosh darn corner. So now they have to try to get a draw. Otherwise, I believe that's it for the set. I want to say because they already got a round win for Team GR here. But we're going to warp. No, I thought we were going to warp. Okay, that's just a clone. Ciphers aren't the worst, but they're not the best. We need the next kite to be very, very good. Now, the issue here is with Meteorogs being the next chase for WBG, we are going to be seeing no borrowed time on this Meteor, so it could be a bit of a problem for WBG here if they want to make some form of comeback. This is looking like GR Jin's game and set here, potentially. A missed flywheel again. Flywheel is very, very important to hit versus Hullabaloo, but it's going to be a missed flywheel again. Kind of baited out here, actually, instead. Do you see a little mistake there from the Meteor? Maybe wanted to fly above the wall, actually. We're going to warp on top of the Mercenary here, who will pad immediately away. Trying to make sure he does not die on that Cypher. One of the most important things about IDV comp is death spot. It is one of the biggest things that Rivals taught me when I got to play alongside them, is that make sure when you die in a spot as far away from a chair as possible, because that is literally better than kiting sometimes. Sometimes you can kite, but you can maybe kite like an extra 10 seconds, but you'll die right next to a chair, whereas instead you could have run all the way into a corner. Hunter still would have had to catch up to you, and then pick you up and then walk you all the way back, and that's like 25 seconds right there as opposed to that 10 seconds, you know? Which is interesting to think about. We do get the pop off here, though. It's unfortunately for Jin, was not able to pressure the Cypher enough. We will get the down onto coding here. But can we get to the gate in time? Looks like the Mercenary definitely thought so. Although Jin does not see the Mercenary. We do see Hullabaloo coming back. We'll probably see Mercenary head back to the gate right around now. Yep, now that we know that, now that Coating can say, hey, I have heartbeat. We'll see the Merc head on back. And will we get to see somebody getting chased here, or will we be too scared? And will we pressure the chair? Now, it looks like we're going to pressure the gate. Just a little bit. Aeroplan's trying to, looks like he's trying to almost say, hey, overcommit. Because if you do, I got resources. Aeroplanist is not the person you want to commit to here because he still has so many resources. He still has a hover, 2 jetpacks, and a flywheel. And this Mercenary is a little too scared. It looked like that was the bait. They forced out the warp though, so it looks like this will be a lot easier for the Aeroplanist to deal with. Looks like he's going to just completely brute force the gate here now. And that will be the draw. Well played from WBG. Well played endgame for the survivors, I will say. Merc especially not overcommitting. If that was me, I definitely would have overcommitted. Probably died before I got that rescue, but that's the pro player diff. And because it's a draw, we get round 3. And not just that, we get Nightmare, bro. So you know how Aka's been cooking with Nightmare. I gotta see what Nia can cook up with Nightmare. Now, here's the thing. I think Nightmare would be a really great hunter. A really great surprise pick hunter, especially on Moonlit. No, probably his best map. To play for Ivy mains, because Ivy mains, this is basically just worse Ivy with better chase, I will say. That is kind of where Nightmare is. He's kind of just like a baby Ivy, but he actually has like a somewhat decent chase as opposed to Ivy, who is, I mean, hers is somewhat decent as well, but it's a lot slower. Whereas Nightmare is just a lot faster. Like, look at this guy, bro. He's already on top of the Embalmer like it's nothing. That 21% speed boost, dude. 21% speed boost when you're not in chase. Hunter's Instinct gives 8. Potion gives 13. For a total of a 21% speed boost. Look at how fast he is, bro. How do you outrun that? He's so fast. And it doesn't go when you break a powder. I think it's not like Hunt. Like, now he's, look at how slow he is compared. That is a 20, that's the 21% difference. And he's dead. He is dead right there. See, that's one of those mind games things. That Nightmare is very good at playing around mind games, especially in mind games where you want to like commit on either side of things. Because I'm sure what the Embalmer thought there was that Nightmare was going to straight follow him, and then he was going to jump in. But the Nightmare went to the Paladin instead and just said, "Hey, no matter where you go, you die here now." So that's still a pretty good kite, I will say, from the Embalmer. Like if you look at the Cyphers are still rushing absolutely fast, like just insanely fast here. So. We'll have to see if this magical Nightmare will be able to work. Unfortunately, not going to get that pallet stun right there. We might see a bird being used onto the Embalmer. Not quite. We will just go for the down here. Probably going to see a bird thrown onto one of the survivors here. Maybe not instead. Okay, interesting. Now, I see a lot of Nightmares, at least in rank, they like to throw the bird a lot to min-max the decoding debuff, because when you have a bird on you, it's an automatic 10% decoding debuff, which, you know, that could definitely help. That can definitely help. But it's some form of map pressure that Nightmare can do to slow down Cyphers. Obviously, not as good as Ivy's, but if they really wanted to buff this character, they would make the debuff a little bit bigger, but obviously, I don't think that's the best idea. But if they made it like 15 instead of 10, I feel like that could actually be pretty significant. We are going to see Embalmer probably just die very, very soon here. With the double dash, that will be the hit. This is an example of why this is one of his best maps, not just because of the big map and he can traverse it so easily, but because he actually just curves around so many of the things on Moonlit so perfectly. There's very few objects that stand in his way. We are going to see an instant TP here onto the Patient here. Patient going to get loads of distance with that hook. Now, here's the thing. Nightmare being played into distance characters is a lot harder than Nightmare being played into tank characters. I think Nightmare actually is decent against tank characters. That's why I said he's like a decent anti-meta. But against distance, he tends to suffer because look at this, bro. He's forced to use the warp, and that is not a good warp. That is not a very good warp, I must say. He needs to be a little bit more patient with that warp. I know what he was looking for there, but he was not able to get a hit, so that was almost nearly a waste of a trait. And we are going to be seeing the last hook being used from the Patient. And look at how long it's taken him to get this hit. This is what I mean. Nightmare cannot be played into distance characters. He needs to be played into like things that he's like okay as an anti-meta character into. Now, don't get me wrong. Cypher's not looking good here, but they still have to go through Nightmare endgame, and there's a good chance that he might just be trying to whittle down their items here as well. He did whittle out all 3 uses of the Patient's hooks. Unfortunately, does get stuck on the steps there, or the chairs there for a little bit. But there's very few resources left on this team. We will see the Patient start taking kite here once more. We'll go for a Flywheel. Flywheel, again, not the best versus Nightmare. In fact, I would almost say it's useless versus Nightmare. Not useless, but it's very, very not the best. We are going to continue to press the Cypher here, actually. I don't know if Nia will be able to get this before it pops. He definitely will not be able to. Yeah, looks like the Cypher was a little bit too hard, but he looks like he does have a good draw position here. But at that same time, I say that they will still have to go through Nightmare endgame, and he will have a trait for endgame as well. The Cypher is ready. We will just pop here, actually. Does he not see or hear the Patient? Looks like he does not see or hear the Patient. Nope, now he finds the Patient here. Patient does not really have much to work with outside of this decoy here. This actually might be a very good chance to draw. I don't really know where he's put that bird. Beautiful decoy from the Patient here. Trying to hide on that little bench right there. But now we are going to see where Nightmare truly excels. And this is where he has the power of double teleport. He still has trump card, and he can still put a bird on the gate. This is where things get very, very scary. Because he can threaten double teleport. Now there is this right here. We will smack the grave out of the shovel. And now, I just realized this grave has Flywheel. That's kind of crazy. Now he's going to send a bird back. So he'll probably kill the grave here, and then he'll teleport. But that's the thing. Nice mind game here. Nice, beautiful flower from the grave, but it's double dash, so it doesn't really matter. So now what we do here is we chair the grave, and we instantly teleport to the other gate. Instantly teleport. Which means Patient will probably die. Let's see here. Oh, he's just threatening it. He's not actually doing it. That's smart. That is smart. That is smart. That is smart. Let's see here. We are going to see a Patient's going to go down here. I think Nia actually has a 3k. Aeroplanus is being forced to run back and forth. This is the power of Nightmare double teleport, bro. This is the power of Nightmare double teleport at its finest. Because by the time Nightmare gets his chair, his bird is going to cross the map and already be on the other side of the map and the gate. And quite literally, this is almost looking like a guaranteed 4k because his teleport is ready again. This is why big maps are so good, because he can traverse so much distance while the survivors have to take so much time to go back and forth, and Aeroplanus will not make it out. There's a good chance this will be a 1 escape, but this is not going to be more than a draw. Like, they can't get a draw. It's impossible for GR. Completely impossible. We might even try to see Nia Slug here. I don't know if we will see Nia Slug. There's a good chance that we do. Although, we do see the bird being used. I don't know if Aeroplanus will push the gate. Looks like he will not push the gate. Even though I think with this time in the gate is actually pushable, I will say. Yeah, the gate is definitely pushable, but they don't know for sure what his countdown and cooldowns are. So, it looks like he's a little bit too scared. Looks like he actually will commit to the gate, though. And with a slug onto this Gravekeeper here, will he actually go? He will not. Looks like we're gonna go in. We're in for a slugging type gameplay here. Again, he has to hit the Aeroplanist twice here. Has to hit him twice. Both teleports will be ready. Ideally, what he wants to do is keep throwing birds at the gate back and forth, and look for the Aeroplanist. You don't want to find... Oh, there he is. Yep, there it is. So he can't... That's another thing why Nightmare's really good as well. In late game, you can't touch the gate, right? That's how you get rid of crows. You tap the gate and then you run somewhere else. But Aeroplanist has nothing to tap because if you tap, you get the crow and then he knows your location. So that's what's really scary. You can toss a crow at the other gate, and now we are in a very beautiful position for a 4K elimination here for Nie. Does not get the full spy onto the Aeroplanist here, but we will finally get the hit here. And with the bird being there, Grave will have to take the bird, and he will teleport to kill the Grave here, and then he can just TP back to kill the Aeroplanist here. Flywheel, but he's still going to go down. He'll slug him out, and then he can just TP back. Yup. The double teleport, bro. The power of Nightmare double teleport, bro. This is what I'm saying. On maps like these, he can excel so freaking well, dude. This is why I am so happy to see Nightmare in this game, is because unlike Ivy, he has limitations to his map pressure and his teleports, but it's still strong, and his chase is like fun and like interesting to watch, whereas Ivy's is very mind gamey, and full presence is kind of boring, honestly, because it's kind of a guarantee. So Aeroplanist's only shot is to just get to the Gravekeeper. That is it. He has to get the Gravekeeper, and he has to heal the Gravekeeper, and they have to split. That is literally the only shot that they have. I think they will be able to heal in time, but one of them is dead here no matter what. Unless... Oh, what a beautiful flywheel, actually. I guess I'm eating my words in that the flywheel is not completely used. However, that gate is not pushable, and this will be the 4 elimination here, so maybe it is useless after all. We play a pallet mine game here, and we do get Revelation, so now we can just go through any other pallet. There it is, the Revelation in full effect! Well, it didn't do anything. Probably because he did it with the second dash. Oh, good attempt at a hover there, though, but that will be the 4 elimination for Nie's Nightmare, bro. Oh my goodness, I love watching Nightmare. Finally, though, we're gonna see the Gamekeeper here from GR Jin. Now, I do believe that if WG wants to win this, they are going to need a draw against this Gamekeeper here, which isn't that difficult to get against Gamekeeper as long as you sell, which means first kite has to be standard. It has to force trait, ideally. If it doesn't, it might be a bit of a problem. But we're seeing Jin go for Persica at first stop. Now, Gamekeeper is very, very strong at first stop. I actually had a kite against Gamekeeper at first stop just the other day, and it started just like this, except I died in 20 seconds because the Gamekeeper felt really, really fast, and I felt really, really slow. It was just like this, actually. Just like this. It was just like this, except I am not Persica, and I am way less smart, so I died in 20 seconds. Whereas Persica gets to God Kite, whereas I was not able to get to God Kite. Like, the Gamekeeper's on top of me before I could even get there. We're going to see a trap being used here. We might see Persica try to flywheel that trap a little bit later. Who can really say? But we know that Persica only has a few locations to go here, and that flywheel will not be ready. We're going to red light here. Persica seems like she's ready for it here. React with the hook, or the react the hook. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's the other difference between Persica and I. She actually has good reaction time. Then again, she's also playing at 10 ping, but you know, Persica is way better than I am. That is very, very true. We're gonna see a red light warp. Interesting. That'll be the first hit on the Persica. We do see Jin facing backwards so that Persica cannot get the book. Very good usage. We're gonna try to red light with this so to not give Persica any book at all. Again, Novice is very positive matchup into Gamekeeper, especially if you are a very strong raw kiter. So this is just Persica's having a field day with this Gamekeeper. Honestly, she's having an absolute field day. Even if it is Jin. A flywheel being used here. Beautiful flywheel from Persica. We do have a little bit of mind games here. We might see the down, though. Yep, because that little that debuff on the speed, we will see the down. But 2 ciphers done, 1 at 85. That is a beautiful kite here. We are going to see Ada transition away right through this Gamekeeper. But that is going to be basement. Ooh, that's going to have to be a sell. I do think this is going to have to be a sell. Unless WG actually needs a 3 escape. I'm pretty sure they only need a draw. But this is going to have to be a sell. Well, I guess they do have a grave. They do have a grave. And the grave does have wanted order. Oh, that is scary. Ooh, does not get it though. Does not. Oh, that's gonna be a free rescue actually. And yeah, that was really bad for Jin. That's you as a Gamekeeper, you cannot give out free rescues like that. That was very bad. I mean, the Gravekeeper was super, super good here. Again, Gravekeeper was actually played a lot in Koa 7 versus Gamekeeper because he kind of countered Gamekeeper. Because he can actually block his hook. He was one of the more standard rescuers. Oh my goodness, you almost walked right into that. Oh my gosh. If that was me, that's hitting me every single day of the week. This Gamekeeper also has Flywheel again, which is interesting. Oh my goodness, Flywheel Grave twice in a row? Not what I was expecting, but sure, what the heck, why not? Now he did chair on a Cypher. This is Persica's second chair. We do have a book ready for Persica, but what's also ready is the Warp, which is going to make things a little tricky as well. We're going to kind of hide things out here. We're trying to bait the hook. We're trying to bait the hook. We do bait the hook, and now we're going to double rescue this because, yeah, because Gamekeeper TS is scary. We're trying to delay the chair, delay the chair, delay the chair. Don't get terror shocked. Don't get terror shocked now. Don't get terror shocked now. Beautiful body block. Absolutely beautiful body block. Now we might actually see a TP Flywheel. That's what I meant to say, by the way. I meant to say we're gonna see a trade swap to Blink. I thought it'd be used for Persica. We're gonna use it to down freaking Huyi. Huyi? Somebody in the comments told me how to pronounce it, and I literally forgot. I think it's like Huyi or something. Hawaii. No, that's not right. We'll break this pad here. They do have to start up a new Cypher, I will say. They have to start up a new Cypher. And we probably should Ada whistle to somebody. Oh, they're in a tough spot here, actually, because you have to let the Finn get the rescue, but Finn has Wanted, and Persica's down on chair, so we're going to send in the Ada instead. Normally, you'd want to send in the whistle, but this is too dangerous. You have to send in the Ada herself, because Finn has Wanted, and Persica's dead on chair, so this Wanted order is really, really, really hurting them, I will say. If they do get this draw, it's because of this Wanted order. Beautiful reaction from Goku here. And now it is time to not get terror shocked with coating. Let's see. We are zooming. We are zooming. We are zooming. It is time for another double rescue. Let's see. And we get the farm. We get the farm. Through 2 body blockers, we get the farm. That's very important for Jin. Very, very important for Jin. I don't know if that's the win for GR. We are going to trap off this Cypher here. We do only have Blink. We cannot swap the teleport here. It looks like we are going to go for Persica's Cypher, actually. Persica's going to immediately move off that thing. Except we're going to move back. Oh my goodness. The communication is beautiful from the survivors, but I must say the communication is being used against them by this Bane. Nice movement here from coaching, realizing that if you stay at that double pat, you're going to get hooked. So you have to kind of gamble out here in the open. Does get hooked anyway. Will be another hook plus hit into a down, but Persica should be able to pop. The Cyclops does have borrow time, and we basically need to kite this out. We have to dodge one hook, or at least delay this hook here, which I don't think is possible. We actually dodged the hook. We actually do dodge the hook. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what we needed, because the Finn was not making that rescue, bro. He just was not making that rescue. Let's see here. We're gonna see hook. And we do go for the down. We will go for the pop, except there's not really anything to work with here for coating. Blink will be up very, very soon. We're probably just going to blink down. Yeah, we're going to go for that blink down. That way we can get to the other side of the gate as quickly as possible. He is going to start slugging, but they're already on the gate. This will be a draw. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't remember. I think weren't the results 3K and then 3 escape for round 1, or was it draw? I don't remember, actually. Well, whatever it was, the winner is WBG. Okay, WBG get the win with the draw. Very nice. Good stuff to WBG. Winning because of Nightmare, bro. Because of Nightmare. That's the biggest reason why. Anyways, gamers, that's all for today. I'm just really happy to say that we kind of have a bit of a Nightmare era on us now. Again, I'm not saying that he's broken. I'm not advocating for saying that he's broken or meta or anything. I just think that him being used in tournaments and him being a good surprise pick / good on certain maps / good anti-meta pick, whatever you want to consider it as, is very interesting. Either way, though, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.